Here's a question for you. How many times did you switch tasks this morning? Not move to a different project. Actually stop what you were doing and shift your brain to something completely different. Slack message, email notification, quick call from your boss, a text from a coworker. If you're like most office workers, the answer is probably somewhere between 10 and 50 times. And every single one of those switches is draining your brain in ways you don't even realize. Think about it like this. Your brain isn't a computer processor that can flip between tasks instantly. It's more like a spotlight. When you're focused on writing that report, all your mental energy is directed at the task in front of you. Your memory is loaded with the relevant details. Your creative thinking is activated. You're in the zone. Then your email pings. You glance at it. You read a message about tomorrow's meeting. Instantly, that spotlight shifts. Now you're thinking about the meeting. New information floods in. New details take up space in your working memory. Here's where it gets expensive. When you shift back to the report, your brain doesn't just resume where it left off. It has to reload all that context. It has to remember what you were writing about. It has to reconnect with the creative flow you had going. Researchers call this context switching, and it costs way more than we think. Studies show that switching between just two tasks can reduce your productive output by up to 40%. 40%. That's not a small dip. That's a serious hit to your work quality and your speed. But the real kicker is that each switch doesn't just cost you the time it takes to read that email or answer that question. It costs you the recovery time afterward. Even when you go back to the original task, it takes your brain several minutes to fully reload the context and get back into a flow state. Some researchers suggest it can take up to 23 minutes to regain full focus after an interruption. You could be losing hours every single day without even realizing it. And here's what makes it even worse. We've normalized this. We celebrate being responsive. We wear our ability to juggle multiple things like a badge of honor. We check our messages constantly because we think that's what being professional looks like. But we're actually teaching our brains to expect constant interruption. We're training ourselves to be distracted. We're literally making context switching easier for ourselves, which means we're making deep focus harder. So you might be sitting at your desk for 8 hours, but how much of that time are you actually in a state where your brain is operating at full capacity? Maybe 2 or 3 hours total. The rest is fragmented. It's like trying to read a book while someone keeps tapping you on the shoulder every few minutes. You might turn the pages, but you're not really absorbing the story. Your brain is exhausted, not because you worked hard, but because you worked scattered. The good news is that this isn't a problem you have to accept, and it's not something you need some fancy tool or some extreme life overhaul to fix. It starts with understanding one simple principle: task batching. Batching means grouping similar tasks together and doing them all at once instead of spreading them throughout your day. It's like deciding to do all your laundry in one block instead of washing one item at a time. Simple idea, massive impact. Let me paint a picture of what a typical day looks like for most office workers. It's 9 in the morning. You sit down to work on a project. You're making progress. By 9:15, your first email arrives. You glance at it. You decide you should probably respond right away. By 9:30, another email, then a Slack message. Then someone pops by your desk with a quick question. By 10 o'clock, you've context switched at least 5 times. Your brain is tired, your focus is scattered, and you've only been at work for an hour. Now imagine something different. You arrive at work. You block off your calendar from 9 to 11 for focused work. You silence your notifications. You put your phone in another room. You work on one thing, one task with complete attention. When you're done, you take a 10-minute break. Then you batch your communication. You spend 20 minutes answering all the emails that came in. You spend 10 minutes on Slack. You respond to all the messages at once instead of one at a time. Why does this work? Because when you're doing similar tasks in a batch, your brain doesn't need to reload context as much. When you're answering emails one by one throughout the day, you shift out of email mode. You shift into project mode. You shift back to email. Every transition is expensive. But when you answer 10 emails in one session, your brain stays in email mode. You develop a rhythm. You become efficient. What might take 15 minutes, if spread throughout the day, might only take 12 minutes in a batch. The same thing happens with any category of work. Calls batch together, administrative tasks batch together, research batches together, Creative work batches together. Even meetings batch together better than scattered throughout the day. When you structure your day around batches, you're giving your brain permission to go deep into one type of activity, master that mode, and then transition deliberately rather than being forced into transitions dozens of times a day. Here's a real example. Sarah works in marketing. Her old schedule looked like this: spend some time on the campaign, email interruption, get back to campaign, Slack message, administrative task, check email again, another call, another switch. By the end of the day, she felt exhausted and hadn't actually completed anything meaningful. I had her try batching. Now her day looks like this. 8 to 9 in the morning, she does all her email. 9 to 12, she works on the campaign with 0 interruptions. 12 to 1, lunch. 1 to 2, she takes all her calls and meetings. 2 to 4, she works on strategic projects. 4 to 5, she handles administrative tasks and wraps up. The results were incredible. She completed the campaign faster. Her email was more thoughtful because she could address everything in context instead of reactively. She had actual deep work time, and her energy was so much higher at the end of the day because she wasn't in constant switch mode. That's the power of batching. Now here's where artificial intelligence can actually help you build this system. There are tools now that can analyze your calendar and your email patterns to help you identify your natural batch windows. Some AI assistants can even draft your email responses based on patterns they see, which means you just review and send instead of writing from scratch. You can use AI to schedule your batches intelligently. It can look at when you're most creative and ensure you protect that time for deep work. It can even help you group your tasks by energy level, so you do creative work when your energy is high and administrative work when it's lower. The fundamental principle is simple, but the implementation is powerful. Stop letting your day happen to you. Start designing it. Create blocks of time for different types of work. Group similar tasks together. Protect your deep work time. Let the reactive stuff happen in designated windows, not throughout your entire day. Your brain will thank you with better focus, better output, and significantly less exhaustion. Now, you might be thinking this sounds great in theory, but I work in a fast-paced environment where things are constantly urgent. How can I actually implement this? That's the real question, and I want to give you practical steps you can start using today. First, audit your current day. For just 1 week, pay attention to every context switch you make. Write down what you're doing and what interrupts you. Don't change anything yet. Just observe. You might be shocked at the number. One woman did this and found she was switching tasks an average of 38 times per day. 38 times. Once you see the pattern, you can start to change it. Second, identify your task categories. What types of work do you actually do? For most office workers, it's something like this: administrative tasks, communication and email, meetings and calls, creative or strategic work, routine operational work, maybe collaborative projects. Break down your job into these buckets. Once you know your categories, you can batch them. Third, figure out your peak energy times. When are you most creative? For most people, it's in the morning. When are you best for administrative tasks? Usually the afternoon when your energy dips. When do you handle communication best? Many people do this in afternoon blocks. Once you know your rhythms, you can align your batches with your natural energy cycles. Fourth, build your ideal day block by block. Let's say you work 8 to 5. You might structure it like this: 8 to 9, handle all your email and messages from overnight. 9 to 12, your deep work block. This is when you do your most important, creative, or challenging work. Protected time, 0 notifications. 12 to 1, lunch and a real break. 1 to 2, all your meetings and calls, back to back if possible. 2 to 4, another deep work block or collaborative projects. 4 to 5, administrative tasks, planning for tomorrow, wrap up. Now here's the key. You can't just hope this works. You need to actively protect it. That means communicating with your team. Tell them your batching schedule. Let them know when you're available for messages and when you're in deep work mode. Set automatic replies during your focus blocks. Turn off all notifications. Use Do Not Disturb mode. Make your calendar visible so people know when you're in deep work. This is where AI tools can actually make your life easier. You can use AI to draft messages to your team explaining your new schedule. You can have it analyze your email and flag what's truly urgent versus what can wait until your email batch window. Some AI assistants can even automatically organize your tasks into batches for you based on similarity and priority. You can ask your AI assistant to help you design your ideal weekly schedule, taking into account all your meetings and commitments, and it will build batches around them. One important thing: some interruptions are genuinely urgent, a crisis, a major decision that needs to happen now. That's fine. Batching isn't about being rigid, it's about being intentional. You're choosing when to be interrupted instead of being interrupted randomly all day. When you get that urgent issue, you handle it, then you go back to your batch. Start small if you need to. Maybe you can't protect 3 hours of deep work. Maybe you can protect 1. Start with that. Protect your morning hour from 9 to 10. No emails, no messages, just work. Build from there. Most people find that once they experience even one deep work block, they want to protect more of them. The benefit is immediate. You finish things, your work quality improves, your stress goes down. The final piece is tracking your results. After 1 week of batching, notice how you feel. Notice how much you actually completed. Are you less tired? Is your work better? Did you actually finish things? Most people see results so quickly that they become believers in batching. Then they want to do it more. Let's be honest. You're probably feeling overwhelmed right now. You're thinking about your current job, your current pace, all those interruptions, and you're wondering how you could possibly change things. Let me tell you something. You don't have to change everything tomorrow. You just have to start. The cost of not batching is real. We've talked about the 40% productivity loss. We've talked about the 23 minutes it takes to recover focus. But there's another cost that's harder to measure. It's the cost to your well-being. Constant context switching creates stress. It makes you feel like you're never accomplishing anything. It causes decision fatigue. It drains your mental energy. People who live in constant context switch mode often feel burned out, not because they work too hard, but because they work too scattered. Batching isn't a productivity hack. It's a reclamation of your mental energy. It's saying that your focus matters, that your ability to do deep work matters, that your well-being matters more than being instantly responsive to every single message that comes in. Here's what I want you to do. This week, pick one batch. Maybe it's email, maybe it's all your communications, maybe it's one block of deep work time. Pick one small thing and protect it. Set it on your calendar, communicate it to your team. And then do it. Really do it. Silence everything, focus completely, notice how it feels. I'm betting you'll notice something immediately. You'll finish things. Your work quality will be better. You'll feel less stressed. And once you experience that, you'll want more of it. You'll start adding more batches. You'll protect more deep work time. You'll build a day that actually lets you do your best work, instead of a day that constantly pulls you in different directions. If you want to accelerate this process, use technology to help you. There are calendar blocking apps that help you schedule your batches. There are notification management tools that help you silence everything during your focus time. There are AI assistants that can help you organize your task batches, draft your communications, and even suggest optimal times for your different types of work based on your calendar patterns. You can ask an AI tool to analyze your current schedule and propose a batching system for you. You can have it draft the message you send to your team explaining the change. You can use it to help you think through what your ideal day would look like. Technology should serve your focus, not interrupt it. The truth is this: you already know you need to focus more deeply. You already feel the exhaustion of constant switching. You already wish you could do your best work. Batching is the system that makes that possible. It's simple, it's powerful, and it starts with one small decision. One batch, one protected block of time. So here's my call to action for you. This week, choose one batch and protect it. Block it on your calendar, communicate it to your teammates, then do the work. Just 1 week, just one batch. And notice how different you feel. Notice how much more you accomplish. Notice how much less stressed you are. Once you see that difference, you'll understand why batching is the antidote to context switching. Then you'll build more. You'll design your ideal day. You'll reclaim hours of productive time every single week. You'll stop living in reactive mode and start living in intentional mode. Your focus is valuable. Your mental energy is limited. Stop spending it on constant switches and start spending it on deep work. Start batching. Your future self will thank you for it.